First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High, and we do so in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Who are we? We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come here week in, week out to teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who you are according to the Bible. You're going to start seeing more and more brothers on these corners teaching the truth of who you are in these last days. Let's open up to the book of Acts. Let's open up to the book of Acts, chapter 7. And verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers, who received the lively oracles to give unto us. So this is the church right here. The church is in the wilderness. Doesn't this look like a wilderness to you? You got all types of madness going on. People selling drugs, prostitutes, whoremongers, idolaters, adulterers, all types of madness is going on in this wilderness of Southeast San Diego. So today, we have a church right here, right? Who received the lively oracles to give unto us. What are the oracles? The laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's what you're about to receive today. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 65. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, and verse 2. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native America are the most rebellious people on this planet Earth. Why are you rebellious? Because your God is the Most High, the God that created the heavens and the earth. But you are the most rebellious people, is what the Most High is saying. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good. The Most High says the way that you're walking right now is not good. Meaning that what? We need to change the way that we're currently walking right now and get in line and get into the will of what the Most High wants us to do as a people, as a nation. After their own thoughts. Our people walk in their own thoughts. The brothers said, hey, I'm about to go to Burlington Coat Factory, Burlington Coat Factory, pick up a size 15 shoe. Today is a Sabbath day. We're not supposed to be doing no buying, no selling, none of that on the Sabbath day. This is a high holy day that the Most High set apart and made separate, holy from the other 6 days of the week. Sunday is not the Sabbath day. Sunday is actually the first day of the week. If you pull out your smartphone right now and look at your calendar, you will see that Sunday is actually the first day, not the seventh day. The Most High said the seventh day is the Sabbath day, a day of rest, a day when you're supposed to learn who you are, a day when you're supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Let's read on. Verse 3, a people that provoketh me to anger continually. The Most High says that we are people that continually provoke him to anger all the time. How do we provoke the Most High to anger? By celebrating Easter. How is it that we have a Good Friday, right? What is good about our Lord being put on a cross, hung up, and dying? That's a sick way of thinking right there. What's good about that Friday? And then we got Easter Sunday, right? The so-called resurrection. Well, guess what? They said Christ rose on the third day. From Friday to Sunday is only actually 2 days. 2 days. Have you ever thought about that? That's not 3 days. A day happens when the sun goes down. That will be 2 days according to the Bible. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick. So the Most High says that we are people that sacrifice in the gardens. What are we sacrificing? All types of idolatry, abominable works, buying and selling on the Sabbath day. These are things that we are sacrificing that the Most High does not like, that he does not enjoy. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it on Friday and Saturday, the most so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are put to death? You go to a nightclub, the nightclub gets shot up. You go to have some fun somewhere, some type of tragic event happens, right? Have you asked yourself why does that happen? It's happening because the Most High, He hallowed the Sabbath day. He hallowed the 7th day and made it a holy day for us to rest on that day. Let's read on. It says, in gardens, and burneth incense upon altars of brick, right? Let's read on to verse 4. Which remain among the graves. The Most High says that we are living in a lifestyle that is a death lifestyle. We didn't live in a lifestyle that perpetuates death all day long. What do I mean by that? Smoking dope, heroin, fentanyl, crack, whatever your vice may be. The Most High says we live in a death lifestyle. A death lifestyle. We have to really let that sink into our head. Do we want to continue dying? The Most High says we don't have to die. We can live on forever, for eternity. But how do we get eternal life? By keeping these laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Let's read on. It says, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments. What is the monuments? The monuments is the projects. The projects where the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans live at. That's these monuments. Did you know that? Did you know that the monument was the projects? Come here for a second. Do you see yourself on this sign right here? You see yourself this sign right here? Do you see yourself on this sign? No, the Spanish? Okay, well I don't have no Spanish flyers for you at all. I have to get some. Well, you will be actually an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar, more than likely, from Azteca. And so, do you eat al pastor? No al pastor? That's good. Don't eat al pastor because this is how we went into captivity, eating bad food. We're not supposed to eat that at all. I wish I had a translator so I could translate to you better, but in the Biblios, we're God's chosen people. Elohim? No? We're God's chosen people. And in these last days, we're supposed to keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Biblios. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Oh man, it smells like
This is the Most High's holy fragrance right here. It's the incense, frankincense and myrrh, brother. Let me ask you something. Do you see yourself on this sign right here?
What?
You see yourself on this sign right here?
That stuff's not bug my. I got an easy smell.
Huh?
I got an easy smell. That's why I'm the same.
Oh, what you mean by that easy smell?
I got a good smell. I thought it was something different.
Oh no, this is incense, bro. This is what the Most High gave for us. The Most High loves this smell right here. It's the frankincense and myrrh. But let me just ask you something real quick, brother. Do you see yourself on this sign?
Huh?
Do you see yourself on this sign? That's you. The sister knew who she is. She's from the tribe of Judah, which means that what does that mean? That means you are an Israelite according to the scriptures. Do you read the Bible?
I got the Bible on my cell phone.
You got that phone? Well, let me show you something real quick, brother. Let me go to, this is the book of Luke. This is the book of Luke. Let me pull it up real quick.
Pull that up on my cell phone. Pull up the book of Luke.
Luke chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
And verse 68. And follow along with me.
She's got the Bible on my cell phone.
I'll wait till she gets there. So the Bible says, are you there? You there?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I'll be patient with y'all. So what y'all got going on today?
We're going to my auntie's church today.
The church today? Well, guess what? We having church right here in the streets. That's what we do. That's what the Most High says we have to do.
Well, we got an Easter event where there is for the kids.
Did you know that Easter was a pagan holiday? Okay, check this out, brother. I'm gonna show you something real quick. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 68. And it reads, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people." So if you are on this sign right here, you will be an Israelite according to the Bible. And the Most High only cares about you. He gave us certain high holy days. Easter is not one of them. Actually, Easter is a pagan holiday. Let me ask you something real quick. Do rabbits lay eggs?
No.
They don't. So why do they tell us that rabbits lay eggs? These are all pagan fairy tales that they teach us when we're younger.
Basically, it's fake.
It's fake, exactly, it's fake. And so the Most High says we're not supposed to follow the ways of the heathen. So by you going to an Easter Sunday with Easter eggs, you're actually celebrating a god called Ishtar or Semiramis. That's a pagan deity. Do you love the Most High? Well, if you love the Most High, you'll keep His commandments, right? Let me give you a couple commandments, brother, real quick. Now, you see this right here? This is our people right here. We were led into captivity, into slavery for disobedience. The reason why our ancestors were hung on trees, why we were sold, is because we fell into idolatry. Meaning what? We did pagan holidays like Easter, Christmas, New Year's. These are none of our holidays. They were not given to us. The Most High actually gave us Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We currently right now are in the Feast of Unleavened Bread right now, which means we're not supposed to be eating anything that has yeast in it or dough products at all. So this happened to us. We were put into slavery. Our babies were fed to alligators so they can have snakeskin belts and snakeskin shoes. This brother right here, his name is Immaturity. His face was stumped in because they said that he had whistled at a white woman. This happened to us because we were disobedient to the Most High. So let me check this out real quick. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. And it reads, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." So if we don't listen to what the Most High tells us to do, let's see what happens. "To observe, to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So we have curses that have now come upon us for breaking the Most High's laws, right? Let me give you a few curses real quick. How did the so-called black people get here to America? Do you know?
Don't know.
Do you know, sister? You don't know? Well, we came here by cargo slave ships. We came. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I never heard of it.
Well,
I heard of cargo slave ships in the past. They carry a lot of cargo stuff on them.
Yeah, that cargo was you. That cargo was you. That cargo was me. It was her. It was all of us. We were put underneath the bottom of a slave ship, packed real tight, with women having menstrual cycles on top of brothers, with other brothers pissing on another brother. We were packed so tight like sardines in a can. That's how we got here to America as a so-called people. Check this out right here. I'm gonna read that for you in the Bible actually. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
We gotta go.
You gotta go?
We gotta go. I gotta use the restroom.
Can I give you a flyer real quick?
Yeah, I'll take it.
And if you got a phone, you can scan that QR code right there too. It goes to my YouTube page. And you can subscribe to it. So yeah, that's a flyer for you right there. Yeah, check it out. If you gotta go to the YouTube page, you can scan the QR code if you got a chance.
Okay,
and subscribe to it.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, brother.
Let me just put this in my backpack.
All right, brother. Again, y'all will be Israelites according to the Bible. Check that out. It's important because if you want to make it to the kingdom of heaven, you have to know what you have to do. And that's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and having the faith in Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay? All right, y'all have a blessed day, okay?
You too.
Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 4, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments. So the monuments is the so-called projects, the trap. That's the monuments that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans live in. How are we reading that in the Bible in these last days that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans will be living in the projects? That's what the Most High said. Let me read on. It says, which eat swine's flesh. Now we know that our people love eating pork skins, pig skins, El Pastor. Sister, do you eat El Pastor? You don't eat pastor? That's good. Come here for a second. Come here for a second, sister. Do you see yourself on this sign right here? Do you see yourself on this sign?
I only want to hear you.
You want to hear yourself? You want to hear? Okay, let me get a flyer real quick.
I want to hear you here. What
Okay,
you
okay.
are saying.
Okay. Let me get you a flyer though real quick. Let me give you a flyer real quick. You're in a rush. So are you on YouTube? Here's a flyer for you. Now I'm going to keep on teaching. But if you got a chance, you can scan the QR code or you can go to YouTube and type in Disciples of Yahushua San Diego. And the teachings and lessons are on there. But you will be an Israelite according to the Bible. And you're more than likely, are you a so-called Mexican? Are you so-called Mexican,
No.
Puerto Rican?
No. South America.
South American? What part of South America? Colombia?
No.
No?
Peru.
Peru? Okay, well you'll be from the tribe of Asher, which means that you are God's chosen people. Asher, yes. Yes, I have it on this as well. So you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Asher. This is what you'll be from South America, like close to Brazil, right? Right, so you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Asher. Let me show you what the Most High says about our people. This is the book of St. Matthew. Because this is very important, sister. And so this is very important. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. And it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So these 12 tribes are the house of Israel. If you look at this right here, this is our people right here. These are the so-called Northern Kingdom. You actually be a Northern Kingdom Israelite from the tribe of Asher. But this is the gringo leading your people into captivity. Here in America, there used to be over 5 million buffalo. We don't see no buffalo anymore. Why? Because the so-called gringo killed all the buffalo. And now, if you were to actually kill a buffalo today, the gringo says it's $500,000 fine. But the buffalo used to roam the earth for free.
And who is the gringo?
The gringo? The gringo is the so-called white man.
The white man from all over.
Yeah, but he comes from
Germany.
the Caucasian.
Israel.
Right, the Caucasian. That'll be the so-called white man. Yeah, yes. What's that?
From Israel.
Yeah, some of them live in Israel too. That's right. You're right about that. So the so-called Caucasian though. Yeah.
They say gringos, it could be even black.
Anybody. Oh, we said black. Yeah, it could be some. It can be black. So it goes. This is what it goes by. It goes by the seed line of your father. So whoever your father is, that's what you are. So if you have a Puerto Rican dad and your mother will be Colombian, you actually will be a so-called Puerto Rican from the tribe of Ephraim, because the father carries the seed. That's where the bloodline comes from. So yes, you're right. It could be black colored gringos and stuff like that. You're right, because of rape. Right. Yeah, from trauma and stuff like that. So yes, you're right about that.
Well, we're talking about the crime.
For the crimes, right? Look at these crimes. Look at these crimes right here. This is in Spain right here, right?
I know that they exterminate all the natives.
Right,
America,
sister.
And the natives from here down to South America, they exterminated.
Exterminated, correct.
Because in Colombia,
Look
it was not convenient for them, because here was too much gold, too much resources that they didn't have in Europe.
Right. Check this out here, sister. This right here is in Spain. These are the bones of so-called Colombians, the native, the Taino Indians. These are all bones from them that was taken. They were killed, and they made a church out of the bones of them.
Oh my.
The people. This is what the so-called Caucasian or the so-called gringo did to our people. They did to our people.
Don't like it. People from Spain, I don't.
You're right, because it's in your bloodline, because they tell you this is Jesus Christos. But Jesus Christos no blanco. Jesus Christos is actually negro. It says in the Biblio. Let me show you that real quick, sister. Back to the lesson. So, let me read that again. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? So that's a question from Christ. He said, what shall I liken this generation to, right? Let's see what he says. It is like unto children. The Most High said the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man are like children, like kids. That's what he said. He said this generation of 40, 50, 60-year-old men act like a bunch of children. I'm reading this out of the Bible. Did you know that, sister? That the Most High said, or that Christ said, that this generation acts like a bunch of kids.
No.
That's what he said. Check this out right here, sister. It says, sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows. Just like how you were at recess when you were a child, playing Nana Boo Boo, listening to your music and stuff. Cat calling at women. All that stuff, this is what the Most High said, you are like children. But I'm the one on drugs though. That makes no damn sense to me. I'm not out here asking for your money. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm asking for you to repent and return back into the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But I'm the crazy one, right? We out our damn mind. Let's go to the book of Job. Chapter 32. Job. Chapter 32, in verse 9. Great men are not always wise. So you old, very old, ancient black men, you very old, ancient Hispanic men, you very old, ancient Native American men, the Bible says you are not always wise. We know this is true because you haven't taught the younger generation nothing. That's why we don't know who we are. We are a fatherless generation running around here with no daddy, with all types of emotional issues, problems, right? Let's read on. Great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. Y'all don't understand judgment. What is the judgment? What's going to happen to you if you don't return back into the Lord? If you don't return back to keeping these law, statutes, commandments. There's a scientific term called arrested development. What arrested development is, it's not a band from the 90s, and it's not a damn sitcom. What arrested development is when we experience some type of trauma when we are young, right? Let's say we're 13 years old, right? And we watch our brother get killed in front of us. And we never grow up from that, right? We stay inside that same age because we are traumatized from it because we never got any healing. We never got any therapy. That's what we have walking around right now. A whole bunch of grown men and women that have not had no type of therapy, that have not had no type of healing. It's called arrested development. So you relive that trauma over and over and over and over again. So you're really a 13-year-old, you're actually a 60-year-old trapped in a 13-year-old's body because we never got no healing from all this trauma, right? Let's read on. This is the book of Job, chapter 32 and verse 9. Neither great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. Verse 10. Therefore I said, hearken to me. The Most High says, listen to me, right? I'm just being a messenger. I'm a messenger of the Most High, giving you a word to wake you up out of these last days. Therefore I said, hearken to me. I also will show you mine opinion. So right here, what we have here is Elihu. He's actually talking to these old men. And he's telling them, listen to what I got to say. I'm going to give you my opinion. All these brothers you see teaching this word on the street, we are giving you the opinion from the Most High. So let's read what the opinion is. Therefore I said, hearken to me. I also will show mine opinion. Behold, I waited for your words. So we've been waiting. This young generation have been waiting for you old schools to tell us what to do, right? Let me ask you something real quick, brother. With a skateboard. Do you see yourself on the sign right here? Do you see yourself on the sign? Let me see if you're a brother. Do you see yourself on the sign right here? Anywhere on the sign? Where would you be at? Oh, you're not on the sign? Okay, well this word may not be for you then. So you want to be like a so-called Hispanic? Where from? Where are you from? Hawaii. Oh yeah, so you won't be on the sign. It won't be for you. So it says, therefore I said, hearken to me. I also will show mine opinion. Verse 11. Behold, I waited for your word. So the younger generation is waiting for you old school to teach us something. We're waiting for y'all to teach us something, right? But y'all not teaching us nothing. So guess what? The Most High had to wake us up. Had to wake up the young generation to teach his word mightily. Let's read on. Behold, I waited for your words. I gave ear to your workers. I gave ear to your reasons. Will she search out what to say? So we're waiting to hear what you got to say, old school. Yeah, I attend unto you, and behold, there was none of you that convinced Job. So none of y'all have convinced us, younger generation, on what we should be doing. Y'all tell us to go out there and do whatever you want to do. Do whatever makes you feel good. That's what y'all tell the younger generation. And what does that lead to? That leads to us being locked up in prison, strung off on drugs. Has the old person ever told you something? Huh? Brother, has the old person ever given you any type of mentorship on the right way on what you need to do?
They tried.
They tried? Okay, let me ask you this. Has the old person told you your nationality?
Huh?
Has the older person ever told you your nationality? So they haven't told you nothing then. What's your nationality, brother? Come here for a second. Talk to your brother real quick. Just give me a second.
I gotta go, man.
Where you going to, brother? Where you headed to? You don't got 1 minute for the words of the Lord?
Next time.
See, our brothers don't got not 1 minute for the words of the Lord. Let's read on. Yeah, I attended unto you, and behold, there was none of you that convinced Job or that answered his words. So none of you old guys, none of you old so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have told us who we are as a people. Y'all told us that we're black. Y'all have told us that we're African American. Y'all have told us that we are an Indian, a Native Indian, which is a savage. That's what the older generation has told us, right? Let's go to the book of Psalms. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 137. This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137, and verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. So what did the old folks tell us? They tell us to go, become a rapper, become a musician, a singer, right? Go sing a song for the so-called white man. Entertain him. That's what we are as a people. We are nothing but entertainment. It says, for there they carried us away captive, required of us a song. Right now, we are in our captivity right now. We are in our captivity as a people. And the only way we can get out of this captivity is not by becoming a millionaire. It's not by becoming a billionaire, but by keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's the only way we're going to get out of our captivity, right? And they that wasted us required of us mirth, right? Saying, sang us one of the songs of Zion. So that's all we get. That's all we're good for as a people. All we're good for as a people is singing and jiving, shucking and jucking. That's all we're good for as a people, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 22. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22. In verse 6, book of Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. So you old heads have not trained us up in how we should behave. You haven't taught us nothing. That's why we don't know who we are as a people. That's why we think we're black. When black is nothing but a color in a crayon box. You so-called older people have failed us. We are running around calling ourselves African American when that's the name of two white people. We are calling ourselves a savage. We are calling ourselves ADOS, African descendants of slavery. We are calling ourselves FBA, Foundational Black Americans. When the Most High said we're none of that. We are God's chosen people, the Israelites according to the Bible. Come here, sister, you got a second? So, these people, so our older generation has failed us, right? Now let me ask you something real quick, sister. Have you ever heard that you were one of God's chosen people?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
So do you see yourself on this sign right here? At all?
I see myself.
On this sign right here?
No.
You don't see yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Would you be so-called black?
No.
What would you be on this? Haitian?
Yeah, black.
Okay, black. So we have been taught that we are black, but we're not black. Do you read the Bible? Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes.
Let me show you something, because where I'm coming from is from the Bible. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. Tells it all. Listen to this, sister. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now the people on this side are lost because we don't know who the hell we are. So he said, I'm sent to the lost sheep of the tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes. So you, sister, will be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, which means you are one of God's chosen people. The reason why we don't know who we are is because we broke God's law. Check this out right here. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage, meaning we don't not know who we are in these last days, that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So this land right here in America, we didn't know nothing about it. This is a future prophecy. The Most High says, I'm going to send you to a land and you're going to serve your enemies. When you look at this, we were cursed for breaking the Most High's law, breaking the laws. Check this out right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth its owner. So ox is a dumb animal, right? But it knows its owner, right? It says, and the ass, which is a donkey, is master's crib. But Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans on this side, it says, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Like, we don't even care who we are.
Right.
We think that we niggas.
Yeah.
That's all we think we are as a people. That's all we think we are as a people right here. So how does that make you feel?
Sad.
It's sad, right? It's depressing. So we can actually reverse this because this is actually a curse. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken, so hearken means listen, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, right?
Yeah.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, so these are curses, right, shall come upon thee and overtake thee. What do you say we cursed as a people? Living in the projects?
Yeah.
You know, with the last hired, first fired?
Right.
That's a curse. So as a people, right, how did we get here as a people? How did we get here, so-called blacks? No, but how? What method did we get here as a people? Like what, did we come here on an airplane? Did we come here? A boat, right? Yeah. Let me show you that in the Bible. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. So Egypt is synonymous with slavery because we were first slaves in Egypt under the Egyptians. So we never went back into Egypt again. Check this out. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. That's how we got here to America. It's with ships. Yeah. That's in the Bible. Moses prophesied this over 4,000 years ago, that his children, the children of the Most High, will go into captivity on ships, slave ships. But why we don't know this? This book is sitting on our grandma's nightstand, collecting all types of dust. Yeah. The only time we read it is during Easter, which is a pagan holiday. That's the only time we pick up this Bible. When it has prophecies of who we are in these last days and what we need to do. Let me read on.
He's coming?
Yes, Yahweh Shai is coming. His name is Yahweh Shai. No. People call him Jesus, but his name is Yahweh Shai. It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Meaning we're not going to see our homeland again. We don't know our homeland because it's a curse. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. We were sold into our enemies. This is who we were sold to. And we were hung up on trees right here. Yeah. Our backs looked in. Sisters hung up on trees right here. It says, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, meaning slave a man, and bondwomen, meaning slave women. And no man shall buy you, meaning nobody's going to redeem us out of captivity. So we can't depend on Jesse Jackson. We can't depend on Al Sharpton, on all of these fake leaders to take us out of captivity. The only person that can take us out of captivity is the Most High. But how do we get out of captivity? We have to return back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, let me ask you this real quick. Do you know any laws at all?
Laws
like laws from the Most High, any commandments?
Thou shalt not steal.
Okay.
Treat thy brother and thy father.
Okay. That's a few. Let me show you a few. So there's over 613 laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. Yeah. And we left those laws and commandments. That's why we went into captivity. So check this out right here. Stop following. So check this out right here. Do you eat pork? Do you eat pork at all? You don't eat pork. That's good. That was the law that we actually broke. So if you look at this sign right here, this is the so-called Native Americans, which is our people, right? These are buffalo. Over 5 million buffalo were killed in 1 year by the so-called white men when they got here. And they did it because the Most High put it inside of their minds to do this because we wanted to go eating pork and eating abominable foods. So the Most High says, you don't want to, you know, do what I told you to do, eat the right foods. Then I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to kill all your livestock that you have. So this is Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, so swine is pork, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So the pig is an unclean animal. It keeps the it cleans up everything. It's like a trash can, right? It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. So we're not supposed to touch the pig at all. That's how dirty it is, right? This is for you too, brother.
Oh yeah, I know about it.
Do you eat like shrimp? Shrimp? Okay, so look at this sign right here. This right here is a cockroach. A cockroach and a shrimp have the same biological makeup. So when you eat a shrimp, that's the same thing as eating a cockroach. Yes, because the shrimp is to keep the ocean clean. Crabs are to keep the ocean clean. Lobsters, they keep the ocean clean. We're not supposed to eat them. That's why the water is so dirty. Because we eat all the bottom feeders that clean it. We eat the vacuum cleaner of the ocean. Let me read that to you. This says, verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales. We eat fish that have fins and scales. Yes, like salmon, whitey, you know, flounder, trout. We eat that stuff, but we can't eat no catfish. Our people love eating catfish, you know.
They don't have scales?
The scales on it, no scales on it. Right. It's like a buttery fish, and it eats everything. A catfish will eat a damn dog. It'll eat a dog.
It'll eat a dog?
Yes. Check this out. It says the hog too, right? It says, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. So it's telling us that shrimp is an abomination. We're not supposed to touch it at all and deal with it as a people, right? So we got to stop eating that. So
I'm not eating it.
Can you stop doing that for the Most High?
Yes,
let me give y'all a quick fire real quick. I got some more stuff for you, but let me give y'all a fire real quick. If you want to, you can scan that QR code. I got a YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to it. A lot of my teachings are on there.
I know.
I can give you some more info before you. This is a flyer for you, brother. And this is a flyer for you. Okay. Let me give you some commandments too.
What?
I'm gonna give y'all some commandments.
And then this is your information?
Yeah, and you can subscribe to it right there. That's why I'm at. You can check me out on Facebook. I'm on there too. You get some commandments too, right there. But let me get y'all some more.
Commandment?
Huh?
What's the
love thy brother and neighbor as thyself. Right.
Commandment is love.
Right, and with that, so this is showing love right here by telling you.
That's the thing. We don't spread love as a people no more. We just hate each other.
Right, we hate each
bring
other.
each other down. Like,
We do.
Respect each other. And then that's the biggest thing. Like the Bible really forgive, love, passing.
Right.
It's sad that we can't even do that as people. Like we're all the same.
The same, right. So this is actually love right here. By telling you what you can and cannot eat, that's showing you love because I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't put it inside my body. Let you put it inside your body. Right, that's spreading love right here. Check this out right here. Check this out right here. So today is the Sabbath day. Do you know what the Sabbath is? So the Sabbath is the seventh day. Let me read that for you. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. And it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. So if you pull up your phone right now and you were to look at your calendar, they tell you that the seventh day is Sunday, but the seventh day or Sunday is actually the first day of the week. And that's how they keep us in sin of breaking this commandment by telling us that you're supposed to go to church on Sunday, right? So tomorrow this day is the so-called what? Easter Sunday, right? Now check this out right here. Easter is a pagan deity. It comes from Ishtar, right? So they said that Christ, he died on Friday, and they call that Good Friday. What is so good about our Lord and Savior being put on a cross and hung? What's good about that? You see how sick that is as a people? And then they say he rose on Sunday, the third day. Sunday, that's not 3 days. From Friday to Sunday, that's 2 days. That's it. So our people have inherited lies. We have inherited things that don't profit us as a people. And this is why we are so messed up as a people, because we don't know any better at all. So let me give you a couple more commandments, sister. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22 5. And it says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. So now what do women wear that men wear?
Boxers.
Something more specific. Pants. Right? Pants. Check this out. It says, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Today we got a whole bunch of cross dressers. That's strange to the Most High. So women wear pants. You wear pants now when they're supposed to wear dresses. Because have you ever seen a Princess Tiana wear some pants? Right, because y'all are royalty. Y'all are princesses, daughters of Zion. So you have to wear dresses, modest apparel. That's what we're supposed to wear. But now today, no folly, brother. Let's learn the word. So we're supposed to learn to dress how the Most High says we're supposed to dress. So we got like, what's that, Zion Wave? They put them on dress, then they cut his thing off and everything, all that. They did? I believe so. I mean, I would not be surprised. But that's why we're so backwards as a people, right? It says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. The Most High said it's an abomination. Abomination for a woman to be wearing pants and a man to be wearing a dress. That's an abomination.
What is abomination?
Huh? Abomination is something. It's something that the Most High hates.
Like, you know,
it's disgusting.
He doesn't like it.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So check this out right here. This is the book of. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22. So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16. Now let me ask you this: are you married? You're not married. Okay. Are you married? You're not. Okay. Check this out right here. It says, and if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, meaning she is not promised to somebody, right? It says, and lie with her. So they get together and they have sex, right? He shall surely endow her to be his wife. So whenever a woman or a man, they have sex with one another, that is automatically her husband. But what we've been told is that you get married by going in front of the white man's courthouse. But sex is marriage. So our people, we got to know that when we're dealing with somebody, that if we lay with this person, that is now our spouse, according to the Most High. So we got to watch who we lay with. Yeah. You know, that's what the Most High says. We can't be picking any and everybody because they look good, because we fed off our lust. When it's time for you to get married, sister, you got to find a godly man. The same thing for you, brother. You can't just be going around here laying around with a whole bunch of women, because those are now your wives. You see that? We're turning our women into whores by doing that. We're turning them to prostitutes by having them lay with any and every single man. You know, so that's what we got to change as a people. And this is how we get out of the situation that we are in. You see that? Yeah. So you have any questions?
No.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. You know, this is something I do. Tell me 3 things that you've learned.
3 things I learned.
That you learned
1,
today.
I'm not supposed to be wearing pants.
Right.
2, God clearly has a message for me because he told me to stop over there.
Okay. Right.
He kept telling me to turn around. Could you see me? I was like,
yeah, I seen you, sister.
And I kept coming back. Yeah, he's like, yo, 3. Basically, I learned everything.
Right. So, let me show you this real quick. So we have a way to remember these laws. So, this is Numbers. So these right here that you see on me, these are what you call fringes or tassels. Some brothers wear them around the border of their shirt. Because this word is going out everywhere. So everybody's waking up to the truth that we are Israelites in these last days, right? Okay. So this is the book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel. Y'all are the children of Israel. It says, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments. So we put these on the border of our garments, right? Throughout their generation. And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring. So now we look at these. So say for instance, right, you about to go inside the store, right, and you see some pork skins there. You reach in your pocket for your wallet to pick up the pork skins, but you see your fringes. They remind you like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah. When you're about to let's say sleep with another man's wife, you're about to take off that shirt. You see them fringes on it. You say, I can't do this. This is committing adultery right now. I can't sleep with this man's wife. So these are like kind of forget-me-nots, to not forget the commandments of the Most High, which is very important. And I have some of the commandments I wrote on the back of this, basic commandments for us to follow and observe as a people. check this out. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And it reads, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God." So the Most High is your God. He doesn't belong to nobody else. He made over 18 nations, and every nation has a biblical identity. So there's no so-called white man, there's no so-called Asian man. They all got biblical nationalities according to the scriptures. It says, "And that I am the Lord your God and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed." So we shouldn't be ashamed that the Most High gives us commandments, because these commandments is what keeps us alive.
That's how they make us feel.
Right, make us feel like that, right? Because tomorrow is Easter Sunday, and a lot of our people are about to eat some holiday ham, right? They're gonna go to Big Mama's house, eat some of that ham. They're gonna eat a whole bunch of biscuits and dumplings or whatever it may be, eating abominable foods that we should not be eating. That's gonna give us high blood pressure. It's gonna give us gout, diabetes, all that stuff. High cholesterol. It's always us eating this terrible food. But we're God's chosen people. We're holy. We're separate. We're not supposed to be doing what these other nations are doing. Let me restart my camera real quick. Yeah, we're not supposed to be doing what these other nations are doing. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. "Train up a child in the way he should go." So we're supposed to know these things that the Bible tells us, that the Bible teaches us. We're supposed to know what's going on, that the Most High tells us that we have laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, the sister, through the will and the power of the Most High, was edified. But guess what? She's never heard this before. She should have learned this from her parents, her father, her uncles. All these people, we should have learned this stuff, that we are Israelites according to the Bible. But we don't learn this stuff today. Instead, we learn how to do things like twerk, how to dance, how to shake our ass. That's the type of stuff that we learn as a people today. Not learning righteous stuff. Let's read on. "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 36. This is the book of Job, chapter 36, and verse 14. "They die in youth." The Most High says that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all die in y'all youth. Y'all die from gun violence, from black-on-black crime. You die from eating the wrong foods. The Most High says that y'all die in your youth. They die in youth, and their life is among the unclean. So the Most High says we are living unclean lives as a people. By eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, that is unclean foods. By committing adultery and sleeping with your brother's wife, that is being unclean. This is what the Most High is telling us. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20. The book of Exodus, chapter 20. Slide. The book of Job, chapter 36 and verse 9. "Then he showeth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded." So the Most High is showing you how you have transgressed his laws, his statutes, and commandments, right? "He openeth also their ear to discipline." By keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, that is showing discipline to the Most High. "And commanded that they return from iniquity. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure." So if we listen and return back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, we can spend the rest of our days in prosperity as a people. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. So you see that? The Most High says we're going to die without knowledge if we don't return back to him. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, and verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee. So the Most High said you should use this proverb against the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter. The Most High is saying, just like the mama is, the same way the daughter is, right? I remember back in the day, when I was just a young gent, right, running around, there was a song called She Get It From Her Mama by Juvenile. She Get It From Her Mama. It was a whole bunch of folly on the beat, saying that